see.
The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Well, hello everyone. This is Terry Gibson, and I'm here with your IN.FORM webinar for the week. We're glad you're here taking part in this great IN.FORM for coaches. Lots of information I want to share with you today. It's great to be a part of the webinar, and I'm glad you're there on the other side checking things out. Again, I'm your host, Terry Gibson, and I actually work with a lot of the states in the southern region. So they give me the title. I'm the Senior Regional Sales Manager for the South region, and very excited to be a part of the whole team altogether. Many of you work with Scott Terry and David Villasenor and Vic Pinero all across the U.S., and I cover those southern states, all those 9 fun states that have great information and great coaches there as well. But I'm excited to be on the phone call with you today. Some nice information to share with you, some good things, some tips, and some exciting news for you as coaches to move forward with your businesses and with your groups. But first I want to double check and make sure you can, first of all, hear my voice. And if you can, there's a little side panel there on the webinar. Just raise your hand. Let me know that I'm actually being heard. Okay, I see several hands up there. That's awesome. I'm so glad I can, technology, sometimes you just never know. You never know. Well, I'm glad that you're able to hear my voice and get things going. As you have questions and different thoughts and things, feel free to type out your questions and comments over to the side there. There's a little sidebar that says questions. Feel free to put in questions or thoughts or comments as we go along through the program here. We're just excited to be able to share some things with you, but we understand the most insightful comments and questions come from you. So feel free to jot down some things there on the side panel and get some information going there. Again, we're just excited to be a part of this. I'm here in Utah, where it's quite chilly in November here, of course, as you would expect. It's gotten a little chilly, but there's no snow on the ground, so that's exciting. I just finished up my my cup of hot chocolate, so I'm ready to get going with this morning and move things right along for the rest of the day. So I'm glad to be here with you. Just a few announcements here before we get going with our entire program. I do want to let you know that we will have a live certification. We have online currently going all the time, but we'll have our next live certification in the southern region in Orlando. So if you have some people that are close to the Orlando area, December the 10th, this may be the last live one we have for the year for 2016. This is perfect timing to get everyone certified as coaches before the wave of resolutionaries begin in January, as they start to get their health back into shape and different things like that. So we encourage everyone to get certified, and you as well to tell your teams that if they want to certify in a live session. It'll be December the 10th there in Orlando, Florida. We have Miss Linda Lalonde, which is one of our expert coaches, who'll be presenting and sharing some things there at that meeting. So we encourage all to do that. It'll be a special holiday rate we got going there. It's $199. Special little training rate. It does not include the metabolic age kit nor the bio tracker with this one. That you can purchase those. They can purchase those separately. But just for the training itself and getting your initial manuals going for the new year, we're offering the special holiday rate of $199. Special deal for those who want to attend. So this is a good thing. Hopefully you're taking advantage of that and tell your groups and teams that want to participate in something like this. So that'll be awesome. Along with that, we have those who want to start the group in November. This is a great promotion. If you start a group with 5 or more people and you'll actually receive a $150 product credit. It's one of our incentives that we're doing. If you start a group with 5 or more members in there, you'll receive a $150 credit. And you can also, kind of a new addition here, earn additional product credits based on the group sales. Basically, as they're members of your groups that are purchasing products and getting things out there, you receive 600 QV in IN.FORM product sales. We'll add an additional 150. And if you reach the 1,000 QV IN.FORM product sales, we'll give you the additional 300 product credits. So you can pretty much get a lot of product credits on your account as your group members purchase products themselves. So this is reward you by rewarding them. So a lot of things that are positive on that one. Okay. Along with that, we do have another promotion. This is a neat deal. Your IN.FORM video testimonial contest we just launched here, and so basically we're asking for testimonials. Send in a video testimonial and receive $30 in product credit. But the guidelines and these instructions are pretty simple. Keep it brief. Make it 2 minutes or less, kind of a synopsis, but share how you feel or your results that you have from IN.FORM. how you felt before and kind of your results you've had in the past, but really what your results have done with the products that helped you achieve those results. So in combination, where you've been, where you are, and which products have helped you out with that. And share this via Facebook or submit it on the naturesunshine.com/inform videos or anywhere you like. We just want to be able to collect those testimonials and those videos from you or from your team as well. And we have a deadline. We have submitted by November 30th. What we have as a plan is to make almost like a collage, a video collage of all these different testimonials and really showcase them to the world. Let them know that IN.FORM is really working and we have testimonials to prove it. And so this is a good thing we're doing, good little promotion, video testimonials contest running between now and really the end of the month. So get these into us, tell your groups and teams if they want to get a discount on products or receive $30 in product credit. Just put the testimonial in a quick little snapshot video, 2 minutes or less is all we're looking for. So that's a really cool deal. And as always, we do have the IN.FORM challenge. It's constantly going all the time, year-round. Always begin this and begin your 13 weeks of healthy transformation beginning now. We just encourage everyone to get started. And for, of course, more rules and updates and things such as that, naturesunshine.com/challenge. It should be a great opportunity for those people who are competitive in your groups and they'd love to have a little challenge set for them. Begin the IN.FORM challenge. Get that started and rolling really good. Okay. Well, with that out of the way, some good information there. I do want to get started with some of our presenters. And in fact, I'm so excited. I've got 3 marvelous young ladies from across the U.S. who've got some good experience in not only starting groups, but being participants themselves and making sure people are successful. These individuals, I swear they've been there and done that, and they've got the T-shirt to prove it. They've really put their mouth where their actions are and everything else. And these are people that have kind of gathered from the U.S. So you see the names there. We have Miss Ronnie Fulton. She's from Bradenton, Florida. Miss Crystal Harrell from North Vernon, Indiana. And Miss Terry Dolter from Dubuque, Iowa. Some people that have had experience and have some great mentorship and then, of course, want to pass it on to others. And so with no further ado, I do want to bring on our first presenter, Miss Ronnie Fulton. Ronnie, are you there?
I am here. Hello. Hello, everyone.
All right, Ronnie,
can you hear me, Terry?
I can hear you quite well. Yes, ma'am.
Absolutely. So first of all, I just want to say thanks to Terry for having me on the call, and just to say that I'm super excited to be able to share these strategies with my fellow IN.FORM coaches. So first of all, the focus on is that we get majority of our new members through referrals. And so we have 2 different major referral sources, which are our members, the participants themselves, as well as fitness and wellness professionals. So I'll spend a few minutes kind of talking through exactly how we do that. But before I do that, I want to kind of lay out how we run our program so that it all kind of makes sense for everyone. So we charge $97 for the entire program, and we charge that at the beginning of the program. And we encourage them to purchase their metabolic age kit. If they purchase their metabolic age kit when they enroll, we will waive their registration fee. And then we also allow for the first session for free. So those are kind of like the parameters of our program. And so what we do with that with our current members, so I said that we fill our groups through referrals. So the first source of our referrals are from our members. So I would easily say 60% of our new members are friends or family members of a current member in our program. And so what we do throughout the program is that we work to make our members extremely happy. We get them great results, and we work to make them ambassadors of our program. And specifically how we do this, we have something we call our ticketing system. And so every 3 weeks we give away a prize. But what happens is that every week when they come in for the session, we give out tickets based on 7 specific action steps. And so then we put the tickets in a little bin, a little container, and then we pull a name every 3 weeks and we give away some really cool prizes. And the benefit of this is it helps to recognize our members, it helps us to celebrate with them, but it also helps us to keep them focused on the 7 important steps that we want them to take on a weekly basis. So those 7 steps are they get a ticket for attending class, because of course that's key, that's vital, for keeping their food journal, and this is if they keep their food journal 5 out of 7 days, for drinking their water, so half their body weight in water 5 out of 7 days, focusing on their sleep 7 to 8 hours every night, 5 out of 7 days, responding to our coaching. We do a lot of stuff on Facebook in our Facebook group. 6, taking their botanicals and supplements, and then 7, bringing a friend. So we build the referral component into our reward system, and we do that after we do the weigh-in. So we do the ticketing system, and it's an opportunity for us to recognize everyone, but it creates a hyper-focus on encouraging them to refer. So I have so many members who actually bring in family members and friends because they want another ticket to increase the likelihood that they're going to win that prize. And of course, you know, the friend stays for the session, and then we get the opportunity to speak with them after the session. So that's one of the ways in which we really ensure that we're constantly asking for the referral and encouraging our members to bring in referrals and friends. The other way in which we get referrals is through fitness and wellness professionals. So I'm a certified personal trainer myself, but I've spent quite a bit of time out in the community networking with other fitness professionals. And specifically, we target more of the individual fitness professional or the mom and pop shop. So we don't go to the big box gyms. We go more to the boutique gyms. And we tell them about our program and help them to see the benefits and how it actually complements what they do. Because in my experience, a lot of fitness professionals, they want to focus on the exercise. They want to focus on the actual fitness, not as much, you know, encouraging and monitoring the nutritional element of it. So I really work hard to create those relationships. And one of the things that I do to support that is that all of my new members get a welcome folder. And so any of my partner fitness professionals, they get a chance to advertise for their fitness business within the folder. So over the last 6 to 7 months, I've created, you know, very good relationships with fitness professionals in the area, and I do rely on them to refer and send a lot of people over to my groups. And so those are the 2 specific ways in which we primarily grow our business. And then as far as marketing, some of the things, you know, most of you guys are probably familiar with Facebook groups, but we've also experienced a lot of success with meetup groups in which we're able to advertise and encourage them to come out. The first session is free. And then also Eventbrite, which is an event kind of social media site. And again, we encourage and market that the first class is free there as well. So those are our main ways in which we fill our groups.
Okay, that's awesome. I like that. So being able to use all 3 steps and multiple steps actually that you're doing to get involved and using technology too. I mean, social media really does have a helping hand. So Ronnie, thank you very much for being able to share some insightful things for us. We appreciate it.
Oh, thank you.
Cool. You're welcome. You're welcome. Well, I've just realized I had a few things as I was talking. I wasn't able to share some of the earlier slides, and so we'll get some of those towards the end here as we wrap up. But I don't want to take too much of these individuals' time here who are on the webinar and have them go ahead and present. So I've asked Ms. Crystal Harold to share some things with us as well. Crystal, are you there on the phone call with us? Crystal, are you there?
Can you hear me?
I can, just a little bit now. Go ahead and talk to us.
Hello, how are you today?
I'm doing great.
Good, good. So I'm an IN.FORM coach in a retail location. I actually have a storefront. So I'm going to talk a little bit about how do you sign someone up or get them interested in IN.FORM when they walk into your store. So a couple of things that we do is we have signs in the store that say, ask how to get your free health assessment. Lots of people respond to the word free. They want to know, what do I have to do? You explain how to get on the BioTracker, that it's, you know, painless, it's quick. You get your numbers, and you explain the numbers to them, and then you get to go right into what IN.FORM is. You get to explain what the IN.FORM program does for your health, and then you get to show them the kit. So that in itself has been, you know, it's not too hard to print out a sign on your computer and throw a piece of tape on it and tape it up on your walls or whatever. That's an easy way to get people to start asking questions without being too pushy. The other thing I do is I have a list at my checkout where you can sign up for emails for sales and specials, and every week I send out an email that talks about what those specials are going to be, but every week I hit the IN.FORM program. And I use the little flyers and the wording that we get from Nature Sunshine to word what I'm saying. I use buzzwords like weight loss and how to help you have more energy and things like improve your health, and people will respond to that. On average, 60% of sales take place after the 4th interaction. So if you email once a week, within a month, hopefully, people have read those emails, and you're starting to kind of nick away in the back of their mind that this is a good program and that they should maybe give you a call or stop in. Your fortune really is in your follow-through, and emails is a great way. That's a great way to get in touch with people. The other thing I do is I bag stuff every single purchase in the store, whether they are a client that comes in once a week or if they're a client that it's the first time they've been in. I am bag stuffing, and in the bag stuff there's always an invitation to a free class. Again, free, free, free. They love the word free. And that gets them back to your store, gets them in here, gets them to sit in on a class. The other thing I do is every week I give my participants invites to hand out to family or friends or coworkers or whoever they think might benefit, because honestly, your participants are your greatest marketing tool. They are walking billboards for you. So even if 9 out of 10 don't hand them out, it only takes one to hand it to one other person, and you have a new enrollee. I also have a reader board in front of my business. We got one used. You can find them on Craigslist and things like that, or you can buy them new relatively inexpensively at your big box stores. It has been amazing. You can put your keywords out there, your trending words like probiotic or weight loss, cleanses, and people will come in the store just because of what you're putting on your reader board. Once they're in the store, they see that free health assessment sign, they're getting on the BioTracker, you're explaining IN.FORM. And then lastly, of course, you have Facebook, pictures and stats of both yourself and your participants. People love to be praised, so why not use your participants that have worked so hard to achieve the results that they've accomplished? Just make sure you have them sign a disclosure first, and then it's always nice if they'll write you a little synopsis of their experience and their results. That when you make posters, I use my participants. What they make little paragraphs, they write little paragraphs about their experience, and I use those, and I've actually replaced the posters that Nature Sunshine has sent me. Although they're very nice posters and they're very pretty, when someone sees someone's picture or name on your wall and they see that the results they've had, it makes it personal to someone. When you're in a small town, they're like, hey, I know them. I saw them the other day. They look fantastic. That's all you need right there. Boom. They're ready to start talking IN.FORM. So what do you do to seal the deal? That would be the next thing. So you've got them in there. What do you do? Well, for me personally, I make the program about overall health. Yes, weight loss is the added plus. But to me, I really sell this program as an overall health program, and that we're healing you from the inside out. Everything that the person who just walked in here wants is just outside their comfort zone, and you have to help them realize that sometimes. Of course, you have to be a product of the product, and a picture speaks 1,000 words. So if you have a picture of yourself prior to IN.FORM, put it up in the store. I honestly can't tell you. I know off the top of my head 5 people that have joined my IN.FORM program just because I said, see this picture right here? This was me a year ago. And people say, that's all you have to tell me. Sign me up. Where do I sign? That's all they need. They just need to see that it works. The other thing I do is I explain that this is actually a gut healing program and that you're healing yourself from the inside out. There's a lot of talk going on right now about probiotics, all this new research coming out about Crohn's and all these other inflammatory autoimmunes that are, attached to the gut and gut healing. That's a big thing with people right now. So if you explain to them how the diet does that and how taking the probiotics helps build the good bacteria in your gut, people start to respond. Again, the client testimony is fantastic. When you have people come to their free class, at the end of the class, open it up and allow your participants to share their experience, to share their results. They'll sell the class for you. They really will. I think it's important to charge a registration. People value what they pay for. It makes them vested. It gives them a reason to come to the class. And then I also give a renewal I do a renewal fee at a discounted rate. So if they do the first 13 weeks that haven't met goals or they want to come back to the class, then I discount the renewal registration. That has been a big hit with my clients. Be flexible and work with their budget. The kits are relatively expensive when you first talk about them. You know, the panelists before talked about how if they buy the kit, then they waive the registration. That's a great idea. Sometimes people can't afford the kits up front, but they are the easiest, and I try to explain, you know, it's all right here. It's all in the kit. And most generally, they end up going with the kit. But be flexible and be prepared to have to finagle a little bit as far as making what product they need according to their budget. Be prepared. Have a file already ready and prepped with all the paperwork that you need them to sign, like their registration form or any other papers that you want them to sign or you want them to have to get ready to start the program. If you fail to plan, then you're planning to fail. If you're unorganized, then they might lose confidence in you, and they might be like, I'm not so sure. So be prepared. Be confident in yourself and the product. You may not have all the answers, but Nature's Sunshine has given you the tools that you need to be able to give a decent answer. The more the customer knows about the product, the less they're really going to care about the price. But consumers are always looking for those bargains, so it's a good idea to come up with some sort of discount if they choose to buy directly from you, or you know, like the previous speaker said, she gives waives the registration fee. And then, you know, it's really important to remember that what you want is also just outside of your comfort zone. So sometimes you got to fake it till you make it. What you're doing, you really need to master the art of relationships and relationship building, and that starts by mastering the art of asking questions. Everybody wants to feel important, so make the person in front of you feel that way. There's a more hunger for appreciation in the world than there is for bread, right? So why not give this person your whole attention right now and be present with them? It makes a huge difference. And then as you continue to build that relationship with them, they will share that feeling with other people and bring other people to you. And that's all I have to say.
Okay. Wow, that's amazing, Crystal. Thank you very much for sharing. Very detailed bullet points. Guys, I hope you're able to grasp on some of those concepts there. Some really, really good things. I wrote down, people are hungry for appreciation. That's a really interesting thought there. And many people have to step outside their comfort zone just to be a part of this deal. So again, Crystal, thank you very much for sharing, especially from a retail standpoint. That's really awesome. Thanks. All right, so we've heard from a great practitioner, Ms. Ronnie Fulton, who's got some good things going from practitioner side of things, and we have a retailer, Ms. Crystal, has spoken with us, and now we have another great practitioner, one who's really actually been in one of my classes, one of my certification groups, and I really had a great admiration for her and what she's doing there in Iowa. And so I've asked Ms. Terry Dolter. Terry, are you on the phone call with us?
I am, Terry.
All right.
Can you hear me okay? Can you hear me okay?
I sure can.
Okay.
And by the way, your name is phenomenal, by the way. I think it's great.
I know, right back at you. And it was an honor to meet Terry as well. He's an awesome gentleman, as you know, wonderful person. And yeah, I wanted to, Crystal and Ronnie, thank you. I wrote down some tips from your talk that you just gave, so thank you for that. And so for me, Terry asked me to, be on this call, and it was like, creating new groups. So right away I thought of be creative. And that's one of the main things I do, trying to make all the aspects of this wonderful program like as unique to each person as possible, whether it be a group setting or a one-on-one. So I just, because health is like to each individual's personal need. So that is really key for me, and I get that from the other coaches as well. And it's just such a wonderful community, like everybody's pro together. And so to know that you have that support with each coach, or if you have a question, the ideas we share, it's just, I have been blown away this past year. So a little bit background, I'm a yoga profession. I teach yoga. I'm a cosmetologist, and I have some background in health and wellness, but the IN.FORM was just my missing piece. Like I'm always sharing, but I didn't have that foundation that IN.FORM gave me. So for my first group, I kind of used my regular yogis that I've had for the past several years, and I said, hey, and they had seen me, you know, make some progress, some wonderful progress in my own health, and not like I was in a good place, but now I'm like back to where like I'm in my best health place, and they saw that in me, and so it got interest in them, of course. So I said, hey, free yoga if you sign up for my group. So I was able to start my first group with my yogis, and they were very on board, had a wonderful participation, and I charge $195 for the 13-week program, and then if they return, like my second time or third timers, I charge $75. So that's an incentive to get people back, and I feel the $195 for me has worked out wonderfully. It ends up being like under $20 per session, and so people have really responded well to that price point. And so anyhow, with my second group, then I kind of put that group together. I attend a jazzercise, and I know jazzercise is, I believe, nationwide. So I asked the owner there, hey, can I hold a meeting and see who's maybe interested? And so I had some feedback. It wasn't a big group. It was only 4 people. But I don't mean only 4, but, you know, 4. So anyhow, with that group, then I created a third group from the first 2 groups, and my third group had 13 people. So I didn't even have to put it, I put it on a private Facebook, and I didn't even have to put it like on the general Facebook page because it filled so quickly. And so with that group, I had returns from my first and second group. And how I rewarded those people was I give them, like if they bring anyone new to my group, I will give them the NSP number for that new client when they order. So they'll be under their downline. So as a coach, I feel like that's going to be a really wonderful thing for me, and it's worked already. So I've been growing my downline by, you know, again, and maybe some of you do this already, but by giving them the downline if they refer. And so that's going to be my standard of practice from here on out, and it's serving me very well, and then it serves them well, and they want to encourage people to come to my group. That being said, I just love doing this. So each week I get so, you know, every group you get so excited, and so I'm always doing like really creative, like I'll put aloe juice in with Soul Stick Revive and add some ginger. So I'm always trying to give them really creative ways to use the product as well, and that has really helped me sell product too. Or I'll put make those little like travel size snack bags. Like I'll put 10 probiotics in there and give one to each participant. I'll do like ginger one week. So whatever topic we're talking about, or we were talking about the circulatory, I believe it's chapter 5. That week I handed out the Cardio X. And so it really gets people interested in more product. Or the spirulina, I handed that out when we were talking about protein, because I had a week where we were doing the protein and I wasn't getting everybody on board with the shake. So I was like, okay, let's, you know, if you're not doing 2 shakes a day, you can pull this in. And so I feel like just, you know, using whatever tool you have and, you know, your creativity, we all have different gifts to, you know, bring that in. And one of my, just kind of come off now, one of my biggest things, I think, I had this gal named Jackie, and she wasn't sure if she wanted to come to my first group, and we went out for lunch, and she was almost like, oh, I'll wait till, you know, your next group. And then all of a sudden she just said, okay. And I'm like, okay. And she has been like my biggest cheerleader, has, you know, brought me, just believes in the program, has had successful results, and continues to bring me people constantly. And she's kind of my like, okay, you know, don't take that no. It's always like the opposite of the word no is on. So like turn on your plan. And no, you know, no might mean no for now, but it doesn't mean no. It means on. So if you think of it that way, so there's always the right time for the right person. And, you know, so with that, let's see what else. And I share, you know, people see my results again, my excitement about the program. I use the essential oils as another tool. I hand out a lot of free, like the little spray bottles, make something for them. People love, I know the other 2 speakers mentioned that, you know, free stuff, they love it. So try to make individual like samples for that person, and then, you know, they're going to use it, love it. Okay, now I just thought of one more thing, and then I think I'm going to wrap it up, is the A to Z book. I heard a little, I think that was Terry. So the A through Z NSP book has been a wonderful tool for me. I was given that book from my upline, Amanda Wade, and to me that was just awesome to be able to go through there and see the products, see what's in the products, see how they work. And so I pretty much hand that out to whether I meet one-on-one or in the group. That's one of the first things that I give people. There's a little bit of an investment. They're $3 each, but totally worth it. And I've had a lot, I love that book. And even some people that it's taken me a while to kind of get them on board with the product, or maybe they're not in a group yet, that just kind of like, oh, okay. And it shows them how natural and holistic everything is as well, too. So, all right, that's my story, and I really appreciate being a part of this morning.
Awesome, Terry. That is great. I'm telling you, that's where the rubber hits the road. Those are very good details of how to do your classes and your groups. Guys, I hope you're able to hear and to learn from these speakers we've had on thus far. I'm telling you, this is where the real thing happens. And hearing from Terry Dolter and Crystal Harrell, and we also had Ms. Ronnie Fulton on earlier, just sharing some good insights. These are really noteworthy material to take down. So hopefully you've got that as well. Some really good stuff. But in the meantime, we've had some great questions come through, and we do have a little bit of time to talk about these questions. So if you thought of some things as well, please feel free to input those. Quite a few of these go back to my earlier slides, so I'll put those back in a minute. But one of the questions came through, and I think I have my presenter still on the line with us. There was a question in regard to, let's see, this is one. What is a reader board specifically? I think this was Crystal Harrell that had that on there as a reader board suggestion for her groups. What was the reader board specifically, Crystal?
So a reader board is what we call a sign that it can light up or it cannot light up. They're usually 4 lines high. I got mine at Sam. I got one at Sam's Club, and then we got another one off of Craigslist. You can use it, and you can letter the sign to change it however you want. The letters are a little bit of an investment. You can order them from eBay or any place like that, but it allows you to change up however often you want what you're doing. Like right now, I'm running a special on essential oils, and so that's what's on my sign. Yesterday, I got bombarded. I'm completely sold out of peppermint, if that tells you anything. And so one person said that they pay attention to my sign and that they know that I change it a lot, so they pay attention to what I'm putting out there. Just grabs people's attention.
Right. And here's what I found too in regards to the reader board. Actually, as regards to any signage in the store, as a retailer, you have signage in the store, it decreases the actual information and time you have to actually outlay at the front counter if they can just read it there in the store. So they can read the material, get the information. All they need to do is come to you and say, where do I sign, or how do I get this, because they've already got the information from you. So the reader board idea does have a lot of validity, and just having signage to begin with. And maybe you have to create your own. That's really good. Awesome. Thanks, Crystal. This question is for Terry. Here's Terry. If a person misses a class, do you allow them to make it up? Now, I guess anybody could answer this, but this one directly for Terry first. What happens if a person misses a class?
If a person misses the class, I don't actually, because it's a 13-week program, and because, if you were only doing a one-time program, but it's a profession, so I look at it as, this is my profession, and I give it my all, and I want them to get the most out of it. And so if they do miss, I don't allow a class to be made up, but I will, if I can, sometimes people will call me ahead and say, I can't make class this week. Could you maybe meet me and do the bio tracker if it works for you? And I would say 90% of the time, I usually can make it work for me, and they're flexible. So I have not had a problem with that, because we usually make it work out. But I guess to answer the whole question, no, I would not do a special class to make that up. I did have one participant that came and was very excited the first week, and then I didn't see her for several weeks. So I contacted her, reached out to her, and I did say, if you want to jump in on the next group I do, I will definitely honor that. So I feel like I'm very fair. I mean, you want to be fair, but you want to be firm in the sense that, this is your business as well. And so if you set those rules up in your, write them down or set them up in your mind ahead, like what your expectations are as a coach, that is going to help you a great deal, because I think you need to have that guideline too for yourself. Or I've had friends that say, do you offer specials? And right now I don't, because I have my pricing, so you can, individual things, but I think, know what your rules are up front, and that'll help you with your guidelines.
Yes, awesome. Thank you. Thank you. That's a good one. I think what I've gathered from that is setting correct expectations. And when you do that early on, I think it helps out a lot. A lot of confusion, a lot of assumptions, and everything else. So really good. Thanks, Terry. That's good.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Yeah, there was a comment earlier about a $96 fee, and I don't remember exactly who spoke of that one, but someone actually asked the question, can she explain the $96 fee again? And I'm not sure if that was Ronnie or Crystal who was referring to $96. Does that ring a bell?
That was me, Terry. Ronnie?
Ronnie, yes, ma'am. Go ahead, talk to us, Ronnie.
Right, so the $97, it was $97, but that is the registration fee or the program fee that we charge.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Oh, good. And that seems to work out pretty well for you.
Yeah, that works very well for our market and our community. When I did the training with you and Dale, she really spoke to that as far as, setting the price point based on what your community will support. So that works very well for us. And then, like I said, it gives me the ability to encourage them to invest in the metabolic age kit.
Good, good. Awesome. I like that. Thank you. And here's one maybe generally for all of you, all three of you, if you have a comment in regards to this. This is a scenario question, which I like these. This person says, I have a client that is in their 70s, and we're going into week 10. She has a metabolic age of 90, and it has not moved since week 1. She has been exercising, eating right, hydrating, and these are things that have been suggested to her. Could it be a glandular problem? I mean, what diagnosis would you say, or at least some thoughts on that? If so, how can we get those numbers moving? So again, this person is 70 years old and been about week 10, supposedly doing all things right. What are your thoughts, ladies?
My first thought, this is Terry, would be has a 7 keto. I've had people, that seems to be a magic bullet in that situation. I don't know if that's been looked into.
Okay, okay.
For the thyroid. I've had people that were stuck, and doing everything, and they ended up adding that in, and it kind of got them over the plateau, and just thought it was, a wonderful supplement to take. So maybe check into that just to see if that might be a fit.
Okay. All right. Good suggestion. Thank you, Terry.
And Terry, this is Ronnie. We've had great successes with people doing a cleanse. So when we have members that aren't, the metabolic age isn't moving the way that they want it to, we'll do like the liquid cleanse or a clean start, and that normally gets them going.
Oh, good, good. Trying to cleanse. Perfect. Crystal, any thoughts there? Don't want to exclude you.
No, the cleanse is what I was going to suggest as well.
Okay, good. Good thing. All right, so then maybe hopefully that helps out the person who asked that question. And then here's another one. There's several that have come through. What if they bring someone else who maybe not be a part of your current downline as a group, maybe someone else from different downline? Do you number one, work with them, and number two, do you change or adjust your pricing for the classes? What are your thoughts?
So let me make sure I understand that correctly. They are in someone else's downline, but they want to attend your IN.FORM classes.
Yes.
Well, from a retail standpoint, what I do is I offer a discount in the store once you pay your registration and join the program. What generally ends up happening on my end is they choose to buy it here in the store and walk out of the store with it. So then we don't even have the problem of the downline.
Good, good. Okay. That's great. Any other thoughts that way?
I have had a few participants from other people's downline, and actually I accept them in, and because again this is such a supportive community, and I figure, you know what, the more, you know, it's all about helping each other out, and so you just pay it forward, and it just ends up working out okay. You know, I charge them accordingly. There's no discount or anything like that, unless they're a second time around. And in that situation, if they, how did I do that? If they're in another person's downline, but they want to come to my group, I would charge them the full fee if they haven't been in my group before. Because I had to make that clarification already so that it doesn't, because then if that continues, you know, then you're discounting it. Hopefully that was clear enough for the answer.
Right, right. Okay.
Can I clarify, Terry? I still charge the full registration, but then I give them member-to-member pricing.
Ah, that's a good point. Okay.
So that way, you know, I get the rebate back, and they're not ordering in their downline, then getting the rebate.
Right, right. Well, that's good. Well, hopefully you're making it, it sounds like you're making it fair for both sides, and they understand what this is all about. So that's really good. Really, really good there. I think that's great. Another comment here came in regards to the reader board, which is obviously a pretty hot topic here. Maybe people like that idea. Do you have a picture of it? And if possible, maybe we could all see that. Either you post it on the, my suggestion here is immediately posting it on the IN.FORM coaches page. That way we see what that reader board looks like. But
yes, I can do that. I can do that as soon as the webinar's over. I'll go out there and do that.
Yeah, that sounds like it's a hit. People are kind of liking that idea. Okay.
Yeah,
I like it. Okay, here's another thought too for Crystal. Do you have a copy to share of your disclosure statement, or kind of the agreement you're making up for your clients, especially those that, especially for those she applauds on Facebook? So, do you have something like that that you use?
So what I took the Nature Sunshine disclosure that they sign when they are participating in the IN.FORM challenge, and I reworded it to have my business name on there.
Okay.
And according to my attorney, it passes with flying colors. So Nature Sunshine's doing a good job.
All right. Well, that's great. Well, I'm glad we give it a shot. We try at least. I tell you, the things that seem to work out the best and have the most positive results are those you have of your local testimonials. Your local testimonials, the people that are there, they see people that are like themselves in the area, and they say it's possible. And that's what I think is very important. So really cool, really good things there. Let's see if there's any others here. A lot of these are going back to my initial slides. So let me go back to my initial points that I missed because I didn't have those in the PowerPoint in the beginning. Let me go backwards, and because we missed these early on. These are in regards to our live certification that we're going to have there in Orlando, Florida. Miss Linda Lalonde will be there December the 10th. Make sure you're there present, or at least tell some people about that one. That'd be really great for us to see there. As well as the November Start Your Own Group promotion. Again, I talked about it but didn't show you what this looks like. Starting a group with 5 or more people and receive a $150 credit, product credit, and then it goes on bigger and better from there as you get 600 QV for those purchasing products in your group, and then 1,000 QV for those getting more as well. That's how that looks right there. As well as this IN.FORM video testimonial contest, which I think is very exciting. You can get some people on video. Again, use your own selfie phones there and take some videos of yourself or your group. Keep it brief, make it 2 minutes or less, and get a testimonial in, sharing where you've been, how you feel right now, and which products we're using. So those 3 topics, and then sharing that via Facebook or submitting that at naturesunshine.com/IN.FORM videos. We got a deadline. We're looking at November 30th as our date for that, so we can compile some things for December, and especially as we begin the new year of January. So this is kind of the video testimonials contest we're looking, along with the always present, the IN.FORM challenge. So it's make sure that's a part of your conversations. People, again, that are more competitive minded, they want to be involved in the contest. There's no registration period, just really any time starting now and getting people going on their 13 weeks promo. So more information on that is at naturesunshine.com, and there's the great challenge there. So some really cool things. Let me see if I can get any other questions here before I conclude. I will see if there's one other that may be good for the entire group. A lot of good ones here. A lot of great questions have come through. Oh, there's one for me, it looks like. Can Canadian coaches participate in the video contest? And I'll give a qualified yes. I'll say yes. I don't know exactly, but I think if we do have some Canadians that do participate, we encourage you to send them on, and we'll make sure you're part of the contest as well. So I will double check with our Miss Ginger Sunshine, who really is the official on that. But I'll assume the yes right now, because I think it's a great thing to have a part of it. If people are curious about reaching out to me as far as questions and concerns, my email is Terry G, Terry, and the letter G, at natr.com. That's Terry G, Terry, and the letter G, at natr.com. And I can answer your questions, or at least find the person who does know the answers to your questions. That's something we can do. All right. Let's see if there's any other last ones, questions that are really, really good. These are all so awesome. Make sure I get some that are really good for us. As it comes to those who may have, looks like you talk about charging and pricing there already, so we'll kind of do that. If someone seems to be stuck, here's a good one, stuck at their metabolic age, and these are people that have been participating for a while. There were some suggestions made earlier, but what have been some of your other thoughts on someone who may have had a metabolic age that has not moved very much? I think we mentioned earlier a little bit about thyroid, but if there's other thoughts, ladies, that have you on the phone call here, what are some of your thoughts about helping that to move?
I'm going to go back to the cleanse as the other two coaches recommended. That seems to be a really good way. So the dieter's cleanse, I've had good luck with that one, with getting that number to move. And the other cleanse is the wild berry. Can you help me, Terry? What I'm thinking of the name of that one.
Clean Start. Clean Start.
Clean Start. Thank you. So those have been my two go-tos: the Clean Start and the dieter's cleanse. Yes.
Okay. Clean Start and dieter's cleanse. Okay. Great. Any other thoughts, ladies? Okay. Well, that's where we would go to for that. Well, good. Well, I'm telling you, these are great webinars. I'm glad you're all a part of it. And Ms. Crystal, Ms. Ronnie, and Ms. Terry, thank you guys for all being a part of this call. It's been awesome. You ladies are great. Here's some comments that have come through. Terry, you're spectacular. Crystal, you said exactly what I needed. Ronnie, where you're located, we want to try to find where you are in your groups. This is some really good feedback and comments that are coming through. So, ladies, thanks again for being on the webinar with me.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. And everyone else for being on, thank you for being here. We do have some handouts posted. There's some other postings. We don't have one specifically for this webinar. Those are some older IN.FORM webinar postings. They're handouts. But this one was really just what we have as far as material. This will be posted here pretty soon, so you can all view and witness this here on your YouTubes or being able to watch it as a later recording. But I thank you all. And the next one, actually, make sure I get to the end of this. The next presentation will be in 2 weeks. We're going to actually skip next week and hopefully let people take time out for their Thanksgiving. It's coming. But the following week, the following Tuesday, November the 29th, will be our next webinar. So hopefully we're all a part of that. And I tell you, these will be probably the more challenging time periods this holiday season for keeping up with the IN.FORM. So stay strong. Keep encouraging those in your groups to stay strong and do things right as well. With proper training, I think they can do it, and they keep remembering their promises to themselves. So again, guys, thanks for being a part of this webinar. And I'm Terry Gibson, your host, and I hope to talk to you soon. See you later.